Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the greatest disaster on the internet. It's Foreheads Podcast. I'm Goldenboy alongside Reinforced Sideshow and Bren, who is in the depths of hell as we speak. He's in a black hole, and God knows why he's there. But the location looks different. You know, Johnny's usually in heaven. He's not today. And
wait, what?
Josh,
you're still looking very angelic. He's in a bright white room wearing white.
True. Yeah. Johnny takes heaven with him.
It's like chino color, like tan color.
And then you got Josh, who has the Fusion logo behind him. # branding. Where are you guys?
We're in the Fusion team. No, actually, we're in the Guangzhou team house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't reveal our exact location, you know, because there's many people after us. But we decided to go and raid the Guangzhou team house because they all moved to China.
Yeah. I'm in the house, Houston Outlaws.
I'm actually in a basement in Chengdu.
What did you tweet?
If you told me you were in a basement in Chengdu, I actually would have believed you. Honestly,
yeah. I mean, Chengdu's a great place. Have I told you about the culinary business that goes down in Chengdu?
Yeah, you won't shut up about the culinary business of Chengdu.
Did we talk about this last episode?
Yeah, Bren, every time brings up wanting to live in Chengdu because of the culinary stuff.
Did I talk about last episode? I know we have like a runner show that we want to go over, but did we talk about my trip to Korea?
No, actually, I don't think we did.
We didn't. You're taking a trip to Korea by yourself.
Oh, I just got like this feeling. I was like, I don't know what it is. It was like I've got money, I got time, and I'm the youngest I'm ever gonna be. I figured, why the heck not? You know.
That's, by the way, the stupidest argument for doing anything, because everyone is always the youngest they're gonna be. You're always getting older. Yeah. So just saying, like, I'm going to murder this man because it's the youngest I'll ever be. Whoa!
Wait, no. Because
doing anything is like, there's no justification. This is the youngest I'll ever be. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does. Because traveling.
Yeah, traveling makes sense in that statement.
But next year, you're not going to be significantly older. It's not like next year you're going to be crippled and old and stuff.
But the point is, you'll make it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be dead. Like, you don't know, Josh.
That's a good point.
But if you were going to die next year, wouldn't you rather spend more time with your family rather than time in Korea?
Both.
Well,
it depends on your family to Korea.
No, that depends on what you value most.
Yeah, but I would do both. But what I'm saying is, shut up, because I'm going to Korea.
I feel like the entire life philosophy of live every day as if it was your last is just a terrible way to live your life as well.
Well, no, because I was watching this recently, and do you know where I was watching this? On Carl Pilkington. You know, Carl Pilkington.
Clearly you don't know this guy.
You know, I was watching some of his videos on stream yesterday.
Pilkington.
And you have just come out of a dumb sentence.
What do you
You're taking
mean?
the entire meaning out of the phrase. Live every life like it's your last, or live every day like it's your last.
Live every life like it's your last.
Well, you don't know. Reincarnation could be a thing, but that's aside the point. The point I'm making is the goal of that statement is not to make you spend all your money on a holiday. It's to make you appreciate life more. You know,
right? But what the goal and how it tries to achieve the goal are two different things. It tries to achieve the goal of making you grateful by saying, imagine you're going to die tomorrow. I mean, I wouldn't be more grateful if I was going to die tomorrow, I think.
Would you drink this?
Oh, really?
That looks like something that will kill you tomorrow. So
yeah. This is
a
kind of
C4 on it?
Yeah, kind of C4.
That looks dangerous.
I bet it says pre-workout.
Okay, I have a huge problem with the energy drink industry because it's like every single product that comes out is made to just sound like a bomb, and then someone is going to actually make a bomb out of these things because of the amount of chemicals that are inside of them. And so you're going to have C4 and then dynamite, and then you might as well just call them crystal meth. Or something like that. Just license.
It's like,
wait, hold up. It's just taurine and caffeine. Boy.
Yeah, I will say though, when I drank this the other day, I drink a lot of pre-workout when I'm working out. I had a can of this the other day because I was given a bunch of these cans, right? And I drank it, and my face felt like all the blood was flowing to it, like rapidly. Like it felt like my blood was bubbling into my face.
You also
have pictures.
you've never been to the doctor about that illness you have where your blood literally does go into your head either. So anytime, if I was you, anytime I started feeling that, I would be worried.
Yeah.
And stop drinking.
Another cold one with the boys.
Oh, dear God. I actually have a funny story about energy drink just really quick before we move on to the housekeeping.
Yeah.
I was casting a UMG tournament, like one of the first ones years ago, and it was such a ghetto setup because the Xbox couldn't be connected to the computer. For some reason we didn't have the technology to connect the Xbox to the computer through a capture card, so that this way we can capture the gameplay. So we ended up connecting one Xbox to the computer and then another Xbox to like a TV. It was very odd. I don't understand it. Anyway, the only way I could actually commentate off of it, because the delay on the XSplit was like so absurd, was I would actually have to control two controllers with my hands, and I would actually have to swap players. So I would have to hit like LB at the same time on both controllers, RB at the same time on both controllers. Like that was the only way I was able to observe.
So you had one controller in each hand, trying to mirror the controls of each hand, doing some weird dance with the Xbox control.
And I was nailing it, just so that we are both on the same page here. Now here's the crazy part. So we were at this gamer restaurant in not even Chicago, like outside of Chicago.
Is this a poop story?
No, it's not a poop story. It's not a poop story. But we were at this gamer LAN center restaurant place called Game Pazo. That's where the tournament was being held. And the only food that they had on site, and the only refreshments, was chicken tenders, hamburgers, and energy drinks. That was all they had on site. They didn't even have water. Okay. So classic. I'm sitting there and I'm doing this stuff and I'm chugging Monsters and eating chicken tenders, right? Because Cynthia was bringing me the food.
That's a balanced diet.
Yeah, dude, it got to a point where midway through, I would say Saturday, I couldn't feel the tips of my fingers. And then I was feeling like a woozy feeling in my body.
Fingers.
I couldn't feel the tip. I couldn't feel like
the numb feeling, right?
I couldn't feel past this part right here. So I couldn't feel this.
You couldn't feel the first two parts. What?
The first two parts of my fingers. I'm not even making this up.
Just from the energy drinks?
Because I had 2 energy drinks and I had chicken tenders, and that's all I had. And I sat there solo casting.
I believe it.
Just going at it.
Fuel has done something to me.
The numbness happened to me in this hand when I ate the 6 million Scoville hot sauce.
Oh, right.
There was hot sauce in the energy drink.
My entire arm went numb. Yeah.
Bro, ever since then, I just have never consumed or done anything with energy drink.
Yeah, we moved into the Fusion house here. I was just like, is there any caffeine in this house? Because I'm a coffee addict. And they were like, yeah, just look in the fridge. And there's 2, what do they call it? Just there's 50 cans of Red Bull. And I just I got the chills. So it's oh.
I don't know what it is. I'll have a Red Bull, right? Here and there. And I'm okay, but it's literally anything else, and it just messes with me. I just can't do it. The thought of that in my head is always there. But I don't even drink Red Bulls that much.
That metallic kind of taste has just lingered with me forever. And
they taste really bad. Just generally.
Yeah, it's just
we're never gonna get.
And then they're like, oh, we're gonna do a cherry Red Bull, and I'm like, oh well, I don't like cherry.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what, energy drink companies, hit us up. Hit us up.
What a C for it?
This is lovely. This is zero sugars C4 cherry limeade. And it actually tastes all right. It's way better than anything else I've had.
Because the Coalition and the Gears of War guys sent me a whole care package, and they sent me this that's just been sitting on my desk forever now. It's literally a Gears 5 Rockstar energy drink that has been unopened.
Wow.
Chug
it. Save that.
Chug it.
No, I don't want to die.
Chug it.
All right. Clearly my friends want to kill me. Moving forward, though, to some housekeeping real fast. Want to let everyone know that you guys should be subscribing to the Foreheads on YouTube. We're at 5.5 subscribers on YouTube. We had the Foreheads live on there. It was pretty hype. Make sure you check it out. It was really, really fun to do. And then also subscribe to us on all the podcast platform crap and all that. The usual business. Also, we got a review. We got a review that came in. One review.
You guys are slacking.
But that's all we need. And Josh is going to read this. It comes courtesy of Vixipo, and it was sent to us actually 2 days ago. Josh, take it away, because I don't know what that first word means.
Okay.
Oh, she's a subscriber of mine. She's awesome.
Hello, my name is Vixipo. Consume the bourgeoisie. This podcast has ruined my life. I frequently have migraines because my brain has grown so much from listening to this podcast that it no longer fits inside my head. Listening to the adventures of the national treasure that is Alex Goldenboy Mendez gives me the ability to see into the fourth dimension. The wisdom that comes out of Josh Sideshow Wilkinson's mouth allows me to move object with my mind. Only singular object. Brennan Hook, with his almost magical gameplay, his truly inspirational quotes, and massive brain, makes a person wonder if such a person could even exist in our world. I also really like Johnny.
That's the best part. Nothing for Johnny at all. And this is your subscriber.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't actually, to be fair, Vixipo didn't say that he liked any of the rest of us.
No, well, you talked about how amazing
you do the podcast in that accent, and I'll do it in my Scottish accent, a bit like this.
You caught on to this. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I'm actually thinking that when we do the D&D stuff that we've got planned, we need to implement more voices. When I watch back on the D&D stuff, you've got to throw voices onto the people.
Yeah, the fucking tour.
You caught on to this Scottish accent yesterday. I just walked by you in the Fusion House. And you're just like, I might just play the entire Overwatch game just in a Scottish accent.
Yeah, I was trying to convince people. I was trying to convince people Scottish like this, saying like, "Hey, lad."
Why are you mumbling?
Forward.
Probably that's the only way how you could do it.
Scottish people can talk as well, you know.
Talk a bit like this, you know. You go fucking
I know a few Scottish people. They don't sound anything like that at all.
You're playing a Scotsman with mumbling Tourette's, and that's
just
about the limit.
Just trying to copy Limmy, to be honest. Actually,
that sounds more like. Doesn't that sound like a Liverpool accent?
You just insulted all of Liverpool.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's the. That's a very Liverpool thing. Yeah.
No, but if I'm from Liverpool, I'm talking like this when I'm doing a proper Liverpool accent.
That's
this
all right.
is what I could read the iTunes reviews like this with my Liverpool accent. I think the comment from Vixipo was pretty on point. Sure,
for a Swedish person speaking English doing a Liverpool accent, that's pretty good. Honestly, I'm going to give you that.
As good as it's going to get.
That's not straight to me.
Yeah.
By the way, best tweet from Bren was about Casters and Castles. Which, by the way, guys, if you haven't had a chance to check out Caster and Castles, it's making a return.
Yes.
And the best thing is 7 sessions ran every week. Holy crap! How much D&D can you freaking play?
Yeah. Completely, I messed up that tweet. So not only is there not going to be 7 sessions per week, but there's not even going to be 7 sessions spread out on a weekly basis because breaks.
Like, watch out, freaking Critical Role. Jeez.
Yeah, I messed that one up. But it's we got our own YouTube channel, we got our own Twitch channel. We're going to be starting next Tuesday with the new campaign, and the premise is
awesome.
I am a legendary. I'm going to be playing as a legendary hero who has saved the lands many times. He's saved nations, even the world at some point. A bit of a slut as well. He fucked around a lot in his younger years. And now he's going on one last adventure, and it's up to his half-children. I say half-children, they are his children. And friends and whatnot, friends and family, to try and keep him tamed, locked down, and not kill himself.
You've also not mentioned the most important part, which is your brain is deteriorating. You're playing a senile version
I'm a
of
senile,
this legendary wizard.
I'm a senile legendary wizard. Yep.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's amazing. DM is going to be Tormented by Gnomes. He's one of the observers for the Overwatch League. Good guy. And then you also have Sideshow participating. Mika Burton is going to be in there as well. Mika Burton, you see her on Critical Role. Also, Ashley, Driftwood Ash, is going to be there. So that's absolutely awesome. And the one that caught me off guard is my boy Doa. I cannot wait to see what Doa brings to the table. for this. So I will be tuning in every week. That's going to be exciting.
Knowing all of these people, the sickest part about this D&D podcast will be that knowing all of these people, they're so obsessed with D&D that it literally cannot go wrong. Like they will, what was it called? Like walk through, what are the phrases?
Fire and the flames.
They will walk through fire to make this work. And that's what's so exciting. Like it's literally the most passionate D&D people I know of. And they're going to make a freaking D&D podcast. And then Joseph announced something on Twitter as well that he's doing like a separate kind of thing.
Yeah. It's not separate. It's still going to live on the Castles and Castles channel, but it's like a supplementary extra show that we're going to run at some point during the week.
So there's a lot of D&D coming out from some of the best D&D people I know.
D&D
so I'm
campaign.
excited for you guys.
I want to do it, but I know that like it always does better like in person. But if you guys ever want to do
the one shots, we are planning, some are going to be online, some are going to be in person.
So
but also there might be an opportunity where you're in LA and you can come out here and we can do a one shot.
Dude, I'm down. I'm totally down. Actually, speaking of, I'll be in LA next week. Funny enough,
I'm going to avoid you.
You already were in LA for Matt's wedding, though. A couple of
that's right.
Last week
flew
or
in
something?
one day. Me and Cynthia.
One day does not excuse the fact that you turned up to a wedding in sneakers and jeans.
I don't own a suit.
Inexcusable.
What? You work in a suit all the time. You work.
No, I always wear jeans. I always wear jeans. Always wear jeans. When I did Titan games, I wore jeans. When I
did you really?
When I do AEW, I wear jeans. I just wear jeans.
Why? Are you sponsored by denim?
No, okay, for one, so I'll be sick. I
don't think you could be sponsored by a type of fabric, actually.
Here's the thing. I've been trying to get sponsored by water for like a hot minute, so like anything's possible.
Sponsored by water.
I got really close when I did the Coca-Cola thing. I was like, "Yo, Dasani needs to make an esports play hard," and they were with me. Anyway, so the reason why is I don't own a suit. The reason why I don't own a suit is because one, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm very proud Puerto Rican. But coming with
you've never
being
said
a Puerto Rican, I know, never shared that. Coming with being a Puerto Rican, though, is that I have an unbelievably huge ass. Okay, and when I wear suit pants, my ass looks huge. Like my thighs look massive because my ass protrudes so much. I mean, look at this. Look at this ass right here. Look.
Oh, there's a Monka TOS right here.
Okay,
are you walking around on a Tuesday with all this cake? Huh?
Yo, bro, and I can't share the cake. I'd love to share the cake.
Yeah, I'd love some of that cake. But
so that's one of the reasons why I don't do it. Jeans just look better on me than those. Then on top of that, I don't own a pair of shoes because as you guys like to lovingly say all the time, I'm a boomer, and with being a boomer means that you age. And if I'm on the dance floor trying to throw shapes, which you saw me on the dance floor throwing all the shapes.
Yeah, we actually saw you on the dance floor. Yeah.
I couldn't have done that in shoes. It just wouldn't have been possible. I messed up my knees like so much in high school that I just
dancing. You messed up your knees dancing.
No, playing sports and stuff.
Oh right.
Fun.
That's the sickest excuse though, to just wear sneakers all the time.
Yeah.
Just like, I messed up my knees, so I just wear sneakers everywhere I go.
Now, where I messed up was I shouldn't have worn the teal boost. I should have just worn my black boost.
That might have been it. Yep.
But the reason why I did that, and I'll be very honest, is because I was a groomsman in my friend Scott Lucera Gandhi. I was a groomsman in his wedding, and people straight up showed up in like whatever, Wow. So I was like, oh yeah, I guess people just show up in whatever to weddings because I don't go to weddings that much. And then I show up there and freaking everyone's dressed to the nines. Johnny had pants that were clearly too small for his body. Bren was
I was showing off my ankles. How dare you call me out like that? I was in fashion. I got so many compliments for my outfit, and I was so happy with it. I didn't have
so European. It was insane.
It's a very European.
That's my brand. That's my brand. I'm literally from Europe. That's my brand.
Anyway, it was a great time though.
What did you wear at your own wedding?
It's great.
Well, that was years ago. I bought sneakers from Payless. I rented a suit from this store for $65.
You bought sneakers to your own wedding?
No, I bought shoes from Payless.
Right.
Really, me and Cynthia back in the day, we were very poor.
Right.
So we just went to Payless, and that's how if you go back and watch all of my old casts, like in COD, my suit jacket that I had was from Goodwill.
Right.
I bought my jacket from Goodwill. I had my shirts. I bought them from like a discount store. Yeah,
I'd love if the situation happened where you're casting like alongside Puckett or something in 2007, and you like rock up with your Goodwill jacket or whatever, and Puckett is like, wait, I gave that jacket away like 1 week ago. That's my jacket you brought from Goodwill that I donated.
Funny thing though, Puckett used to dress like we all dressed pretty horribly like back in the day. Puckett used to wear shirts that were like way too big for him. Like he'll be the first to tell you he didn't know how to like buy like button down shirts.
Well, I think everyone did that like 15 years ago or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
fashion
like
definitely
the way fashion has progressed is just like unbelievable. And same with like haircuts, like the same haircuts has progressed the last 10 years.
Yeah.
People looked awful like 10, 15 years ago.
Podcast is sponsored by C4 pre-workout.
But isn't that just...
It is not.
Isn't that always the case? Like, people always look back 10 years ago and they're like, what the hell were people wearing?
No.
Isn't that just literally how fashion works?
I mean, sometimes when you look back in time, people were just like way more chaotic or like they were way more free. I mean, you look back to someone like the hippie days and people were just like letting go and having fun with it. I think we're way more in like a structured... Well, now we're more in a structured kind of like formal time, I think, where everyone's like, they got the fresh cuts and everything, like short hair, they look stylish, walk around in shirts and all that. Like, no, like 40 years ago, people just grew their hair out, dude. They just did their own shit. Like, they went headbanging to concerts or like, I don't know, they did some drugs or whatever at some festival.
I feel like you're really like thinking that everyone back in the... I mean, I know you're young, but not everyone back in the day...
Yeah, Goldenboy remembers the 1960s.
No.
He was wearing button-downs and shirt jackets, and he was a stiff back in the 60s.
Oh, I hate you people.
It's just an example, right? Like, baggy jeans, that wasn't going to work out. I think maybe we'll look back at this age and be like, skinny jeans is like... the worst part.
I think we will look back at this age and go, what the fuck were people doing? Wearing joggers and sneakers out everywhere. Like big, bright yellow sneakers all over the place.
I don't think we will. Because sweatpants have always been a fashion like thing. Like sweatpants have always been around.
No, they were only worn indoors because people...
No, because athletes wore sweatpants out.
Have you noticed though? Okay, this thought just popped in my head and it might just be the C4 pre-workout. Or it could just be my brain.
Right.
But have you noticed how fashion is moving towards comfort over all else?
Yeah, exactly. We're going back to the hippie days.
But
I was about to say that. Like, it's just comfort.
1600s, women wearing corsets, men wearing like 3 layers.
Right, yeah.
Like a little handkerchief around the neck. I don't know what it's called.
Don't think that was happening in the 1600s, actually.
What were they wearing?
I have no idea.
I think it's more like 1800s.
But you know what I mean,
more
though.
like 1800s.
Very, very uncomfortable clothing, if you think about it. Like quite stiff.
And Sideshow wants to go back to that. Sideshow is the enemy.
As we
moved
on,
back.
Like women are wearing yoga pants. I'm wearing sweatpants. I'm wearing socks and slides. It's moving towards comfort. That's becoming the style.
I mean, the most underrated outfit. I'm going to make this outfit hip. It's the sweater and shorts. The sweater and shorts outfit. It's the most underrated outfit of all time because you get the heat. You get the heat from your sweater, so you never get cold, and you also get to show off your legs and your calves and your ankles.
Wow,
like, it's the most underrated thing.
So
you don't have to be in the discomfort of having tight pants like jeans or whatever. Like even chinos compared to shorts. Yeah. They're uncomfortable. Yeah. Why rock long pants when you can have shorts?
You can only do that in LA. You couldn't do that in Sweden.
Yes, I could.
You want to wear shorts in Sweden at this time of year?
What year? What month it is? It's
what
October.
Year is it?
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying that's the way we're moving. I'm going to make it fashion.
Okay,
for sure. Yeah.
No,
put on a scarf if it's cold. Put on a scarf. Don't put on longer pants.
Put on a scarf and shorts.
Yeah, I'm going to make this fashion. This is the most comfortable outfit of all time.
It was cold the other day.
Sick, bro.
I saw a guy in a hoodie and shorts, and I looked at him and I was like, "Yo, homie's crazy."
No, dude, it's lit. And then you put on the
hoodie shorts before, actually. Yeah.
I just want to say, do you remember there was that period in the last? I think this is only applicable to Josh, really. Like, how many years ago was it? Probably like 5 years ago, when everyone was just wearing chinos.
Yes.
I was one of them. I was one of them.
2 to 3 years period.
But I also quite like chinos.
I hated them.
I think it's the return of the... Basically, I think the chino movement was a rebellion against jeans. Because jeans have been basically like the fundamental only thing that people wore in a casual setting for like, I don't even know how long it's been, like 30, 40, maybe even longer years. It's kind of crazy how much one type of fabric, denim, just bodied everything else. Which I know there'll be people who are really into like fabrics and fashion and stuff just shouting at us for these absolutely hot Papega takes. But it does seem like everyone was just wearing jeans forever. But I like the return of more straight, but they weren't just straight. They were like...
I like the
they were
fitted
tight
look.
and fitted.
I like the fitted look. I have to go fitted look. And the reason being is because of my massive ass, which is kind of already stated. Like, I'm sorry. I have no other choice. I have to go fitted or else I look like my thighs are like can be cooked over a spatula. You know, like they're just massive. Okay? Anyway.
Yo, I'll tell you what though. Speaking of thighs, holy moly, I found the greatest peri-peri chicken place in Chicago, dude.
I didn't know where that was going.
Oh, wow. What a transition.
I found the greatest peri-peri chicken spot in Chicago. My word, if you're ever in Chicago, in Skokie, don't know why you'd be there, but you're ever in Skokie, Illinois.
I think you talked about this last episode.
We did, yeah.
Wait, you were so excited about it.
That's how excited you were.
You brought it up twice. Yeah.
Well, actually, while we were talking about the peri-peri chicken, funny thing enough, I had internet issues. And
that's true,
you guys may notice I have no internet issues now. Why is that? Because your boy filed an FCC complaint.
Wait, are you for real?
The government to tell them that they need to fix this problem. And they did it.
No
they
way.
Freaking did it.
You complained to the U.S. government. How does this work, though? How does the process work?
You go to the FCC. You Google FCC complaints, and then you file a form, or you fill out a form, and you just kind of give them like evidence. I got a call from the Optimum corporate office, not Optimum customer service. Optimum corporate called me. A guy who was assigned my ticket was like, "Hey, we want to find out like what's going on." They sent engineers out to my neighborhood to like actually fix the problem. And ever since then, it's been
fixed.
Wow, it's been fixed. But
we should all complain to the government.
The utter fact that I had to go that far. Now, here's the thing: I pay a lot of money in taxes, so I'm very happy that I was able to put my tax dollars to work. Because let me tell you right now, if it didn't work, I would have flipped.
You pay for roads as well. People often forget about that.
Yeah, and our roads suck. So I don't understand.
Well, no. From A to B.
Listen. You little shit. Okay, consider the fact that you can drive 6,000 kilometers from one side of the country to another. Not you then necessarily.
Is it really 6,000?
Yeah, it's about 6,000 kilometers, I think, from one side of America to the other.
Wow.
I think. Yeah, Google that.
That's not the point. That's not the point. Go on.
I can see Josh pulling that up. Regardless of that, I think it's an infrastructure masterpiece that they are able to. What is it, Josh?
From LA to New York.
He's muted again.
Oh my god! Yeah, because I typed in distance and it has a C in it, and the C is my bloody mute button on Discord. Okay. From LA to New York, the distance is 2,789 kilometers, according to Google. If you were to drive.
So you're saying
I was thinking of LA to the UK. That's what I was thinking.
Yes, that makes much more sense.
That doesn't even fit your argument, though.
No. It doesn't.
That's 3,000 miles.
Like 3,000 miles is a long way, and the fact that you can drive from point A to point B like that on a road system that's actually well maintained over that distance is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It's
crazy.
There are 4 million miles of road in the US.
It's crazy.
4 million miles, and they have to upkeep all of that stuff. The US is enormous. Whenever I used to complain about like how backwards the US was, and then when you really sit down and think about how bloody huge the US is, and it's got one small government, albeit with some decentralized stuff with the states taking control of their own areas. But it's quite a task to be able to upgrade infrastructure and keep the roads and stuff actually working.
But while we talk about the roads, one of the things that the U.S. Unfortunately struggles with is the fact that, which Europe dominates, is public transportation and train systems.
True.
Right? We are the worst when it comes to this. And it costs so much money. It's so impractical. It's just absurd. And we don't have this infrastructure in place because of the road system, because of the automotive industry, because that is something that America people lobby for in the United States government. Like, they actively fight against the ability for cities to build like public transportation. Because
now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of your political system in the US,
But also, I think it's just tied. It's just tied to the US culture. Is the people love the freedom of being able to drive where they want. There's no freedom in buses and trains because you have to adhere to their timetables. And Americans are like, I ain't gonna let a timetable let me decide when I want to go into the big city. They want to drive.
That actually sounded pretty good.
They want to drive to their parents' place whenever they want to drive to their parents' place.
I could do better.
So do you not think that LA could have a proper subway system or something?
It actually does have. It has a subway system, but
sure.
It would cost a lot of money to be.
But I'm just saying that mentality of LA civilians, I could see them just relying on public transport, but instead it's just there's none. There's no good
watch
one.
On Netflix Patriot Act with Hassan Minhaj. He covers like why the transportation in the United States is so awful. And it's super eye-opening. Like, I saw that,
LA,
then I did my own research. It's crazy.
LA used to have a very good public transport system in the early 20th century.
Early 20th.
All
right, we hopped from century to century as Bren tried to figure out what he was talking about.
A day in the life of Bren. I don't know where I am on a given moment, but
we don't know where you are because it's like a black background.
I don't know. I'm in the abyss right
You're
now.
You're the void, bro.
But it had a really good train system and a good bus network, kind of. And then Ford kind of just put a stop to it. They were like, nope, we got to sell Ford cars. And then they lobbied against everything. And then
didn't Ford fuck up so many things?
I don't think so. No, I mean,
well, looking back in history, I always keep hearing about Ford.
Yeah, are you thinking of Nestle?
Wait, what? No.
Nestle is often the company that people like to look at as the devil corporation,
Really?
Yeah, because they fuck up water supplies in Africa and whatnot.
Okay, maybe I'm just throwing shade at Ford. Definitely not getting sponsored by Ford. Yo, what's up, Toyota? How you doing?
Let's go places. Let's go places. All right, moving on.
There's 8 million miles to cover. Give us a camera. Let's vlog. Cover all of the 800 miles.
How long do we have?
Miles.
How long do we have, Josh?
We've still got another 25 minutes.
All right, should we do the COD topic or the Project A topic?
Yeah,
let's talk.
Okay.
All right, Project A. Let's move on. Project A. We'll make fun of COD teams later. Project A. Wow.
Yeah.
So here's what we do know. We always knew that Riot was making an FPS game. That was always like something that I had heard that rumor like so many times it was absurd.
I did laugh when people were like, I was giggling when somebody was like, it's amazing that this company has managed to keep all of these games under wraps. I had heard of all of them, like rumored. And
I think the only thing
for how long?
The only thing I didn't hear of. Yeah, they haven't officially leaked. It was always just like rumors. The only thing that actually caught me by surprise was the anime. I didn't know that they were doing the anime bit, the arcane thing. I don't even play League of Legends, and even I'm like kind of into that.
League of Legends, they do great cinematics. They have a lore system in place. I can't comment on how good it is. I don't play the game or pay attention to it, but I mean, you don't need much to make a good anime. You just throw a bunch of money at it and just put some fancy effects going off,
I mean,
I don't know if that's true, but okay.
I know it's like a popular thing to just like bash on Riot, and I mean they've done some pretty weird shit in the past that it's pretty weird from a company, but they've managed to throw so much money at stuff like Worlds and LCS and make it so impressive. Like the fact that the Worlds playoffs is just like a giant circuit, and like they're just like, we're gonna go all around Asia. like the last few years, where they're going all around Asia to all these big cities, selling out arenas. They have is it the AR, like the dragon that came into the stadium or whatever?
They won an award for that, I believe.
They have nominated. They did. They have sick world's themes, original songs by some of the most popular artists.
That song was actually really sick that they did.
Yeah, they're incredible every year. Like Riot knows how to throw money at things and make it work. And I'm really
I don't
scared
even think it's about throwing money.
Well,
I think it's they make smart investments. They just like, as far as like their esports program is concerned. I mean, I could be like way off base here because I have friends at Riot, and I know that like, it's not always the easiest thing. But from what I understand, like they just invest in certain areas where it just like makes sense. Like the one thing that Overwatch League did intelligently this year, in my opinion, was that they made that whole anime theme thing. I thought that was really smart because you, like, understand who your audience is. Like, your audience are a bunch of weeps. Like, just cater to it. And like freaking 2 out of the 4 people in this podcast are weeps. Like it's just facts of life.
Yo, I'm watching Black Clover right now.
I just started Food Wars, by the way.
Oh, Food Wars is great.
Food Wars is the anime that Bren made me watch, and it starts with squids like groping naked women, and it's really weird.
Yeah,
so fantastic. I didn't know that, and I showed
Cynthia
because I knew that they covered the recipes in the show, which I'm trying to like cook more, and that was like something I was really
all real recipes
into. A lot of them are real recipes.
There's a lot of science that goes, a lot of true science as well behind it. I didn't know honey could be used as a marinade for meat.
Which one?
Honey can be used as a marinade for meat. It breaks down a lot of the tough proteins in meat and tenderizes it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Always
it's actually really good.
Yeah.
So anyway,
going back to the League of Legends, I'm like, I just want a trophy case for the Overwatch League next year, because I saw the Louis Vuitton trophy case for League of Legends, and I was like, that shit's incredible.
Yeah, so they do.
I'm gonna post a link to Sideshow, because it's like so impressive.
Yeah, I'm googling it. I'm googling.
I mean, I know Sideshow is not a big, Louis Vuitton kind of guy, but
Wait, the fact that
they managed. Yeah, the fact that they managed
to
score.
They do this for FIFA as well. Sorry.
Yeah, the fact that they managed to score this partnership is actually insane.
That's pretty dope.
They put the FIFA World Cup in a Louis Vuitton case.
I tell you what, I got nothing against Riot as a company. Like, a lot of people, you said they take issues with it. I tell you what, I do take issue with just video game fans in general. I was about to say Riot fans, but just video game fans. You know what I mean?
You don't like video game fans. As a person in the video game industry, you don't like fans.
No. I like my fans, but I don't like video game fans, as in the ones who are like, oh fuck Riot, or oh fuck Blizzard, Overwatch. You know, like they pick a side. They feel like there's this crusade. This crusade, and like, if they don't pick the right game, they're not going to make it to the afterlife. It doesn't work like that, you dumbasses. Just play the fucking game if they're fun. That's how it works.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, I want to watch this. I want
to
watch. Can we continue this discussion while we watch the announcement of Project A? I'm just going to kind of put it on low volume, and we can talk about it at the same time. But I'm just going to let you know that the video is going to be going on in the background as well.
Yeah,
people are going to want to actually see the footage of it.
3, 2, 1. You're going to count us down. You're just playing it.
I was just playing it. Okay, I'll go back to the beginning. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Go.
Top tier production value.
Because I think the footage that we saw was actually really interesting.
Well, I covered this on my stream extensively, but one of the things that I'm really glad that, like, Super Cakes, who you see, Anna, like, who are great things about, by the way. One of the things that caught me off guard about this announcement was that, well, for one, they're just like, okay, we're just going to show you some gameplay, and the first thing we're going to show you is a guy just getting a triple kill and crapping on everyone with accuracy. Yeah, that's a statement right there.
It is, yeah. And it's definitely more of a. It looks like CS:GO. It looks like a CS:GO with abilities.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting to this as well. The tweet I posted in the document was literally one of the IP game designers or whatever for League of Legends, just like, we appreciate the comparisons to Overwatch or whatever, but this is closer to Counter-Strike, and then the utilities or whatever. It's just
Ghostcrawler.
Ghostcrawler. He used to work on World of Warcraft, very controversial game designer, because he was in charge of like class balance, and obviously people don't like class balance because they always nerf the class you're playing. So very controversial guy, but he's a great what he's doing.
Is he controversial, or is he just a guy that got put into a really controversial?
Fans are just like, hey, I play paladins. Why are paladins not better? Why do they not do enough damage? So yeah, it's closer to Counter-Strike, whatever. That's what he said.
I quit playing retail because shamans were just shit for like 3 expansions.
Why are we talking about World of Warcraft?
Yeah, because I normally agree with those kind of sentiments.
Hit pause. So this is the thing that really, really interests me about this freaking reveal. Okay. I cannot believe that they revealed a new FPS game, and a minute 40 seconds into the freaking reveal, they're talking about netcode.
Yeah.
What? There's no fancy trailer. There's no like, we're gonna be the next great esport. No. They're talking about freaking netcode, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know why this is? I have a personal theory. Like, I think Riot have acknowledged what they need to do to make a hit game. Is you don't need a fancy trailer to bring in the casuals. You've got the Riot player base that are just going to play whatever Riot games.
That's true.
Okay, you're always going to have people. That was showcased with Teamfight Tactics and the popularity of that game, even though arguably, what is it? Underlords is I find it a better game in terms of the UI, the balance of it, how
visually though. I find Teamfight Tactics to be a better game.
Visually.
Okay, well,
that's crazy.
Well, Alex is blind, but that's okay.
No. We'll go on. We'll argue about this later.
The point is, I think this is super smart because they're hitting key points that pro players care about. And what is the marketing that it kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone? Because all the Overwatch pro players are tweeting about this game now because they're putting so much emphasis on this kind of level of detail that the casuals don't really care about, but they care about what the pro players think.
Yeah.
And the pro players are going on and on and on about this and how dope it is.
If you look at the reveal, it is a very layered announcement and a very tactful announcement, right? Because first they start off with this the music firstly is very smart because it's very like commanding sounding music where it's like you know that something's going to happen and they're talking about something important here. So when a super case comes on, you already know right away that like, okay, something real is about to happen right now. But then they immediately just say, instead of just telling you about it, let's just show you a little bit. And then they give you like a clean aesthetic, right? Nothing crazy. They give you a clean aesthetic that is just, it looks smooth. And then immediately start off with that 3K. But what's crazy is that they show you the aesthetic first. They give you the visual. They don't just jump you right into the 3K. They let you see how it looks first so that the casual's like, oh my God, this looks so pretty. And then boom, 3K happens. And then the pro player's like, holy crap.
I'm going to wind back to 20 seconds in the video though, because when I look at this world, I definitely think clean, but I also think kind of boring. It looks like a default training map that you would find in Source games or something like that.
But wait a minute, though. I will challenge you further, because if you go further along in the video, they show you at around 29 seconds, they show you concept art. And then right there, you see what their vision is for this world.
Yeah, and I think as long as they continue making really cool improvements to the way that the world looks, nobody's expecting this to be what the finished product actually looks like. And the way that the characters are designed, and if they're able to set up really cool lore with their characters, like... That's one of the reasons why Overwatch was so successful, I think. It's because people really identified with the characters.
League of Legends lore.
Well, I mean, League of Legends lore was pretty garbage, but I think the lore is important in getting these kind of players back into the game.
But now that Riot actually understands how they want to do their lore, I think it makes things that much better for Project A.
Are they trying to make lore happen?
Paladins.
I don't think they're looking for that kind of audience. I think it's more about what Goldenboy said about like the netcode and it's on hardcore FPS. I think that I agree with Goldenboy that a lot of the statements in this video is just reading the FPS community's needs and desires and then just proving a point that like, hey, this is what we're about. We know what you talk about on Reddit, on Twitter, or like social media in general. We know what you talk about, what you complain about, and we're going to address it all in this video to get you excited.
Well, wait a second. What am I looking at here? At 2 minutes and 1 second, it says, hacker detected, match terminated. A cheat has been punished and your game has been cancelled. No win or loss has been credited for any players. That's wild. So if a hacker is detected in the middle of one of your games, it just stops the match and it's like, oh, well, I guess that one was a whiff.
Well, that happens in Overwatch too, but just like, there's not enough cheaters in Overwatch because the anti...
That does happen in Overwatch live in the game.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
one thing I do want to comment though.
There's no cheaters in Overwatch. Barely.
What was the thing?
I met a cheater yesterday.
What were we just talking about before the cheaters? Oh my goodness.
The FPS community needs.
So what I was thinking was that this kind of reveal and the way that they did it was really intelligent, because if you think about who is going to get excited by this, like, yeah, you say Overwatch pro players, but who is going to be talking about this on Twitter? Your Lyrics, your Shrouds, Tim the Tatman, Ninja, your streamers that they are right now playing games like Fortnite and PUBG, which have like basically elements of randomness in there. And because of that, Dr. Disrespect, right? If you get Dr. Disrespect talking about this game, which I'm actually scrolling through his timeline because I do wonder if he actually did talk about it. But I think that, because of that, it's something that just builds upon the, like just that fandom, right? Just getting people like excited, because all these guys are talking about COD right now. So for them, Riot, they want to be able to get right in between it and be like, hey, by the way, before you guys all go down the COD train on PC, because they're really trying to make a push for PC, we're also doing this thing too. And it's a little bit more bright and a little bit more fun. And you might like it. So
I do think it's going to be hard for them to set a new standard, so to speak, when it comes to games like Counter-Strike. I think Counter-Strike knows what they're doing, and they're doing it really well, and that's why people love it. I think it will be hard to sustain a proper good player base with a game like this when it's sort of like in between a Counter-Strike, sort of like a copy. It's not as genuine as a new genre coming out like Fortnite or whatever. And I think it feels more of an in-between game until I see more of it. Like it feels to me like when people talked about Blackout being the new Battle Royale of choice,
Really?
just like, oh, it's so sick, it's so sick, like we love this game. And then it just kind of faded away because new releases were coming and Fortnite just did their own thing. And I think if Counter-Strike does their own thing, like, it's
here's
just
why I think this will actually succeed, is because I don't expect many people that enjoy watching Counter-Strike to leave Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike already has like this ingrained audience, but they're a very hardcore audience, and they're not. I don't think they have much overlap with the people that enjoy MOBAs. They seem, like they're a totally separate kind of system. But the CS:GO player base, I think, has reduced quite a bit in recent years, and the addition of abilities, I think, will prove to draw some people into it. And they don't even need people to be drawn into it from other games, because any game that Riot releases will instantly just have millions and millions of people playing it, like we saw with Teamfight Tactics. So I think you've easily got the player base playing it all the time. And then also, it's the only other game that's like CS, but it's like it's a spin on CS, so that if you don't really like the way that CS works, you can just watch this game instead. It's like
I tell you what,
CS for kids.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. And I tell you what, I think if anything, if this game succeeds, it will be the Counter-Strike of Asia as well. Because a lot of people don't think of Counter-Strike as a big game in like Asia, South Korea, whatever, because of like the server issues they had with Valve. And League of Legends was so popular globally. And I think if this game will have a chance to stand up against some of the giant esports, it's going to be because of their Asian demographic.
Oh, yeah. And
getting this in the hands of some people globally, not only in
this game will
Europe.
Dominate in PC bongs in Korea and stuff, because they
love...
League
of Legends already dominates.
Yeah, and they love FPS games, and they know that there's going to be a big esports scene for it if it pops off. And so... Why would they know?
But I do
and then
wonder,
you just
though,
Riot and you just throw money and you just make global circuits and esports and like.
I do wonder though how it's gonna work as far as like what like the market share, right? Because look at it like this: like I'm on Twitch right now, and Twitch obviously isn't like the be all end all barometer for all this stuff, but like this is just a good, I guess, indication. Like Teamfight Tactics right now, which was at one point one of the most popular games at Twitch, is now just at 6.5K viewers total. On a Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 3:30 Eastern time, right? Legends of Runeterra just came out. That is the card game from Riot, and it is at 116,000. So obviously, still like it's new, so people are gonna be all over this, right? But even then, League of Legends still manages to maintain this top spot. Yeah. And an FPS game actually do the same. Because then at that point, this game is going to be competing against Fortnite. And that is, I would be very honest in saying, I think that is their real competition. It's Fortnite. May not seem that way, but it is their competition because that's where all the kids are right now, is they're all playing Fortnite. Is Project A enough to pull kids away from Fortnite and get them excited for an arena, or not arena, but like a tactical based, ability shooter?
I'm just worried that the genre or like the industry has moved past sort of Counter-Strike. Not saying that Counter-Strike is dying or will ever die. Like, it knows what it's doing, but I feel like the kids have moved on from tactical shooters. Most like people moved on from RTS games. Like, people moved on from Warcraft, Starcraft. Yeah. Like, that's what we were talking about.
Still doing incredibly well on Twitch. Yeah. Even right now, it's at 85,000 viewers, and that's without an event right now.
But compared to Fortnite,
Pro League,
like, are you going to pull those kids back? Are you going to have like 8 and 9-year-olds in school talk about Counter-Strike and like the
little Jimmy needs RNG?
But you don't. In order for something to be successful, it doesn't have to be the most successful.
No,
like, you can still have a very successful game, but be kind of the fifth most watched game around. I'm looking at the moment at twitchtracker.com, which I don't know whether you guys have ever looked at before, but it basically...
Link it.
It's twitchtracker.com/statistics/games. And it says top games on Twitch in the last 7 days, and it's kind of monitoring what the spread of viewership has been over the past 7 days. I don't know how to increase this so that the time frame is longer, because I was just trying to see like what spread does Teamfight Tactics actually have at the moment that isn't just one snapshot at 12 p.m. Pacific. And the way that it lays out is like Counter-Strike is still a top 5 game. It's got 4.5% of the share. You have to go to page 2 for Teamfight Tactics, and it's down at 1.2% of the share. I guess if you look at time watched hours, I don't know whether that changes things significantly. Yeah. No, not really. I mean, Teamfight Tactics still down at a similar kind of position. And Counter-Strike...
and then you're going to have this game eat into the Counter-Strike audience, and you'll have 2 titles competing.
Well, this game is going to eat into the Counter-Strike audience, Overwatch audience, and Apex Legends audience. It's eating into all 3 of those, and even Fortnite. It will eat into all of those audiences.
Yeah, and then it will sort of simmer down. The FOMO will die out, and then it will establish like a good, decent viewership.
I don't think you have to think about it as if there are a fixed amount of people watching, and they have to go like one place or the other. It might just draw in new viewers as well. Like, there is a shit ton of people that play Riot Games that don't watch anything online.
Yes. In fact, actually, the numbers that I've heard, there's a bigger discrepancy in terms of the people that play League and watch it than any other game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But that's partly because there are so many people playing League of Legends. Yeah. Like, there are just squillions of people playing League of Legends, and I think the conversion is something like 1% or something.
I tell you what, that probably goes for Fortnite as well.
Probably.
Because they are one of the like premier games globally, worldwide, but
well, I think Fortnite and also the other thing too is we're just talking about Twitch here, right? That's not even factoring the fact that YouTube is the biggest
and Mixer
place to consume
Ninja
YouTube is the biggest place to consume gaming content. That is just a fact, right? We can't deny that, because it's my time versus your time, and people will always say there will always be a larger discrepancy on the my time side versus your time side. What I mean by that is that's like the streamer's time. I'm choosing to go live. You have to choose to watch me at that time.
Yes.
But if I'm a VOD creator, YouTuber, I watch that whenever I want. And that's huge. Anyway, so moving on past that, I think that is, League of Legends is still a top performer, right? I wonder what the YouTube numbers are for games, because I'm genuinely curious if there's like a YouTube games tracker for minutes watch, and what is, because I know Fortnite will have to be number 1. Minecraft will probably have to be number 2.
Minecraft might even be higher than Fortnite as well. Yeah. Minecraft has just been around for so long, and it's so popular everywhere, and there's so much content already out there. But yeah, Fortnite is probably number
1. Yeah. So it's crazy.
While we're at comparing ridiculous numbers, here's an incredibly ridiculous number that you're going to scoff at and laugh at. But are we worried that the Project A FPS announcement video has 750k views on YouTube after 2 days, and Overwatch cinematic trailer has 14 million?
Well, I mean, did it have 14
I
million
feel like
after 2 days?
I feel like if the hype was there for Project A, it would have more than 1 million views on YouTube.
Mm.
780K
thing to try and measure, though.
I know. That's why I told you.
I will say because
Apple's
it doesn't have an
wild.
actual name. It doesn't have an actual name, so it's not like this is literally a project name. Like I'm sure when they release their cinematic trailer, that will do. You're comparing an announcement video for a project, right? That's coming out in 2020 versus a cinematic trailer. Johnny took off the headset. He's done. Versus a cinematic trailer.
Wait a second. Is it coming
know.
out in 2020?
Well, they said that they'll have more in 2020.
Right,
so I'm assuming they are going to come out in 2020.
Yeah, I don't know. This, to me, I mean, given how long it's already been worked on, it's been worked on for years and years and years, though. And the setup looks like it would be functional right now, but I don't know. I could see it coming out in 2021, maybe even. Like
they would not release that video if they didn't have a plan to go to market by next year, in my humble opinion.
The only small counterpoint to that is that I believe there were rumors that the reason they released details about their fighting game was because they knew it was going to leak anyway. So it's possible that they just knew that this kind of stuff was about to get out. So
we all knew the fighting game was coming anyway. The entire FGC community knew that the fighting game was coming because they bought I forgot that it was with an R. They bought a studio that made Rising Thunder, which was this great mech mobile game, or not mobile, mech PC game. They bought it, but one of the reasons why they bought it was because that game had probably one of the best netcodes I've ever seen for a fighting game ever. And those guys seem to have figured it out. And this was around the same time when Street Fighter was having horrible network issues as well as Mortal Kombat. And then Riot bought it, and they evidently killed Rising Thunder, and then they now are doing Project L. And then they also announced Project L at EVO last year. But they didn't show anything. They literally, a guy came on the set and just said, Riot Games is making a fighting game. And we have
it's so fighting game community.
Yeah, there was no trailer, there was no video, there was no logo, there was nothing. It was literally we just have an announcement to make Riot's making a fighting game.
I wonder as well if the timing of these announcements is they're trying to essentially beat Blizzard to the punch with a lot of their announcements, because the rumors are that this BlizzCon is going to be the biggest they've ever done.
Yeah.
Ever.
I mean, maybe.
It's a relatively smart timing.
Yeah, it is. But in that case, I would imagine you'd want them to announce first. Because if Blizzard announces, an Overwatch update, right, again, because one thing I know for certain as a fan of Overwatch, if they walk into BlizzCon and they just announce a new character in a map again, I'm checking out. I was just as a fan of the for esports, I'll always be a fan, but as a person that avidly enjoys the game and all that, what do I want another character?
I just think there's room.
There's too many characters.
Regardless, I just think there's room. I think this video, as awesome as it is, felt a bit rushed. I feel like, why couldn't you have announced this in spring? 6 months away from BlizzCon. I think it feels a bit rushed, and I'm not too. Am I the only one not super hyped about this game? Because
because
it doesn't feel like the public has really caught on, and it's just hell yeah, this game's gonna be lit. We got hyped over a video.
You can't swing a hammer, so I get it, Johnny.
The game will succeed regardless of what happens. It's a Riot game. It will have a player base.
They will pay streamers to stream it. Stick marketing. They will do global tournaments.
Shit, just make it a good game and I'll play it. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, honestly, that's really what it boils down to. Just make a good game and I'll play it. And I mean, given the fact that League of Legends till this day is still one of the most popular games and it's been 10 freaking years, I think they'll be okay.
I mean, that's a unique specimen. League of Legends, man. I think we underestimated how big of a cultural impact that game had on.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It did and it didn't. I'll explain. Because I'm sure for all you guys as PC gamers, it had an impact. But for us on console, Yeah, we couldn't care about League of Legends.
Oh, yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
We were the cultural impact for us was Call of Duty. That was the cultural impact, right?
No, yeah,
well,
sure.
I don't know. It's weird. I ended up playing Dota 2 instead of League because I liked TF2 and I like CS:GO, and I like Valve games. That's the entire reason I played that.
I just say you could walk into a Trader Joe's here in LA and just survey what people played growing up, and they'd all probably say like League of Legends. Not all, obviously, but I think majority would say League of Legends.
No way.
Maybe if I went to a hummus restaurant or something like that. But
hummus restaurant? Why
where
would you
where all
find
the
League
little
of Legends
hipsters
players
are.
in a hummus restaurant?
Where all you youth hang out.
People would be saying
so
Call of
big.
Duty.
Wait a second.
100%.
Alex thinks that the youth hang out in hummus restaurants.
Maybe if I went to an independent cafe in Williamsburg, perhaps maybe those kids will know about it.
What is a hummus restaurant?
I don't know what a hummus restaurant is, Josh. You make hummus. Okay? And they serve it on bread.
I'm ready to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
I got a headache. I'm so hungry.
Right. Can we just quickly rate the Call of Duty League names though, because they're so funny. Some of them, they're great. I mean, you were talking, Alex, about the Call of Duty being an experience for a lot of people. It was in the UK as well. It really is like the game that a lot of people associate with just burning away hours and hours in their youth.
Yeah.
And it seems like Activision may have leaked the names of their new Call of Duty teams.
Wait, is this announced?
No. It's
one of them is announced.
Oh, really? Which one got announced?
Yes, the London Royal Raven.
No, wait. They had
Wait, hold on. I have a voice modulator for this.
No. That's
the
an entire
London
thing.
Royal Raven. There you go.
That's an entire thing in and of itself, because apparently, because of British law or something, I saw a tweet about this. I don't know the source, but you can't name something royal because of the royal family in the UK. And so this team might have to change their name because they can't have royal.
Really?
Well, I don't even know why they... Well, I think I know why I have royal in their name, because they probably couldn't get the trademark for Ravens. They're like London Ravens, because I'm pretty sure someone bought the trademark for the London Ravens.
Why would you want to call your team
Ravens.
the London Ravens anyway?
So I know the New York people. We'll get to the New York.
We don't have
Ravens
because
it's
in the
really
UK.
funny.
You don't?
Yes,
No.
we do. We fucking
we don't.
do.
We don't have ravens.
Go to Raven
in the UK.
Nevermore. You know that crap.
We have crows.
The Raven Nevermore. That's a classically American poem.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, but America came from London, so yeah, definitely. All right, moving forward. U.S. history 101 with Goldenboy. So the New York Excelsior guys. I don't know whether or not this name is real or not. I'll be 100% blunt here, because they did not tell me. But they did say that they went through, like, and I remember this with the NYXL, and this is mostly what I'm talking about. When I had spoke to those guys, they were telling me that they tried to get so many names like New York Empire, for example, but they couldn't, because that was a registered trademark. Like companies, like leagues and stuff, they'll just register trademarks for names just so that they can hold them.
Yeah.
Just in case they want to use them in the
So
future.
what the hell is a subliner?
I honestly, if that's real, I will be very real with you. I don't know what that is.
It's got to be a reference to the subway system, right?
That's the only thing.
But it also sounds like a sandwich.
Okay.
What the fuck is a subliner?
Yeah. Hey, New York subliners, eat fresh.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I've Googled subliner and it just comes up with
shower stuff.
Yeah, with like ways of lining your bathroom underneath the floor. So it's like a lining thing that goes underneath. So that's why it's called a subliner. So I don't know. I think they probably just tried to find like a subway line, like the subway line, but they probably tried to make it like a new word so that whenever you think of subliner, you think of this team.
Well, it's working. I
name.
Googled subliner and it only comes up with with the COD stuff. So
yeah. Fair.
There you go. But I'm looking at these names; they're just garbage.
So Atlanta,
there's
some
few
Los
ones.
Angeles.
There's some great ones.
Yeah, some great ones.
Some garbage ones. More
I like Dallas Empire. Los Angeles Gorillas is not good.
Oh, let's go through them in order.
In order.
Atlanta FaZe. Now
that's a huge controversy, just so you guys know, in the COD
go
community right now.
You give us the juice, Alex.
Everyone is very like, they're like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Why is it that FaZe got to keep their name if that is in fact FaZe? But we know that is Cox, right? The Atlanta Rain people that they are involved in it. And even if you look at the old Fusion logo, which is actually behind you, that F is the FaZe F.
Yes,
right.
Is, yeah.
Because that old team in the Philadelphia Fusion was the old FaZe team.
Yeah.
Rip the dream. So we know that there was like some kind of correlation there. A lot of people are genuinely like confused and don't know what's going on with the Atlanta side, because they don't even have like some of the FaZe players on that roster, like Attach and Zuma, who are part of FaZe. They're in New York now, so it doesn't make any sense. And then Optic Los Angeles, we all knew that this was happening because they were paying essentially for the name.
Yeah, did they miss the memo with the ordering of the city to the?
Yeah,
to the
I know.
No, they're the only ones that are allowed to be Optic LA. They're not the LA Optic.
How much
they're Optic LA.
How much did they pay for this?
But it was approved by the league. They are allowed to be called Optic Los Angeles, from what I understand.
This is such a Papaya platoon squad.
Yeah,
so
and people are pissed, by the way, with that.
Apart from FaZe and Optic, who have literally just taken organization names from within Call of Duty. Seattle Surge, I quite like. I mean, yes, it's another electricity pun, like the charge and the spark and the shock, even though the shock is actually an earthquake pun. But Surge is, I feel like anytime you just get electricity, it works.
Cool.
Yeah,
I think it works. I think Seattle Surge works fine for me. That's the one. Chicago Huntsman, I am not into at all.
Yeah, I don't really get that. I don't get that. But what the hell is a rocker?
A rocker, I know because Monte Cristo
explain it.
Now, let's have a look. We Google search, and I get some weird anime sex stuff. What is going on here? Wait a second. But if you look it up on
US,
if you look it up on Wiktionary, it is the
twilight of the gods, the end of the world.
Yeah, but I think I believe Monty was also saying they were like the gods before the original Norse gods. So it was like the mythic kind of stuff that happened before the pantheon or something.
Cool. Why does Minnesota have it?
Well, Minnesota is like the Midwest, where a lot of the people are Scandinavian, right?
Yeah.
It's
like the Scandinavia of America.
People say that.
Doa's from there. Look at it.
Yeah,
you're just
Doa
American.
Says it.
Yes,
Doa. The amount of times I've had conversation with Doa, and he's like, "We have so much in common. I'm from Minnesota, and you're from Sweden." It's like our ancestors together. They've bargained, like journeyed on trips and stuff. And I am, the product of an old lineage of Scandinavian people.
Look at
and it's very cold here too, and it's snowy and it's awful. But we're the same.
I'll be real with you. I mean, white Americans are very obsessed with that.
They are, yes. We're telling you their lineage.
Yeah, the lineage and whatnot.
I am 6% Cherokee. I am an Italian.
Because if they shared the reality of it all, then we'll have to talk about, slavery. So I think we'll just drift away from that subject. Minnesota Rocker, though, is interesting. I know that Minnesota team, though, they have me pretty excited just because they got my good friend Midnight over there. And she's the GM, and she's got a gray head on her shoulders, and she's really awesome. So
I say, if their branding is purple, like the Minnesota Vikings team, I could get behind this team. I think I could get behind.
Wait, is the Vikings your team, Johnny?
No.
Oh,
but I think they got cool branding. They call the Vikings, and their colors are purple.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've slammed this pre-workout, and I am buzzing. I need to go to the gym.
Okay, real quick. Dallas Empire.
Dallas Empire's all right.
That's all right.
Doesn't really make sense for Dallas, but okay.
Los Angeles Gorillas, just because they wanted to keep LAG.
Really
could have been. I think if I had to imagine, I think it's just because they want to keep LAG. I think that's really what it is.
Los Angeles Gorillas.
I think that's really bad.
What the fuck?
I'm not really much of a fan of
Los Angeles.
I don't know.
We'll have to look that up. Maybe for another episode.
When I think of gorillas, I think of the guerrilla warfare in Vietnam.
Yes, that's what I think of.
Oh dear, yeah. And then there's Paris Legion.
I like Paris Legion.
Yeah. I mean, I hope their logo is good. And look, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to hate here, but the rooster, I don't know if I'm on board.
Well, it's like a French thing. It's
a lot of people
I know
really like the rooster.
Is it
like it combines the rooster with the infinity thing for like Paris Eternal, and it's like the Gallic cock.
Okay.
It's like I don't know what it is, but it's a symbol of
people in France are really into the Gallic cock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Gallic cock taste good?
Yeah, I think it does actually. Yeah, it's delicious.
We have to just
have it with a fine wine.
You know what? Wait a minute, guys. We're gonna have to delete the VOD here. Okay? Have to delete the VOD.
Dude,
all right.
My mouth is watering.
Then the London Royal Ravens. We'll see what happens with that. Logo's sick though.
Florida Mutineers. Is Florida known for its piracy?
I think because it's
known for
because
mutiny.
it's next to Cuba. I don't know, but that's a stretch.
Oh no, I hate this red with the Royal Ravens. Why do they have a red raven?
See, I would like London Mutineers because every time you think of pirates, I think of people from the UK anyway. Like I don't think
the
of
London
American
Whalers.
Pirates.
That's
what London Whalers.
That's what it should be. The London Whalers.
Excellent.
I'm done with that. And then the New York Subliners, we already dived into that one. I don't know. We'll have to see what's happening. But I will say this much. If you look at Censor's tweet, he just announced today that he's joining the team. There's a lot of already conversation around that.
Yeah.
But if you look at his jacket, he actually has a NY on it. And I think that is the NY for the logo. For the Subliners. And because I actually really, really, really like the Art Deco, not Art Deco, but it's more of that like old school kind of font. Like,
who was that?
Censor, CENSOR on Twitter.
Oh yeah, this is the Andbox
guy who went
branding,
to Mexico, right?
Yeah.
We got a care package from Andbox, who owns New York Excelsior,
I did too.
And Sublime. Yeah, and it's the same jacket. They made the jacket, so that's cool.
Wait, you got the jacket?
No, I didn't get this jacket. Sorry. Look, I haven't eaten for like 20 hours. My brain is dying.
I was about to be tight, bro. I was like, that jacket's flames. Like,
Toronto Ultra, though, just when I think of Ultra, I think of weeb shit. I think of My Hero Academia.
Really? When I think of Ultra,
dude,
I think of like Ultra fans. Like Ultra.
I just think of weeb shit, but I don't think that's what they're going for. So I got to give them negative points for that.
I mean, if you just Google Ultras fans, then you just get like a bunch of hooligans and shit. I think that's where it's from.
I think what we're going to have to do is once everything is all revealed, we will do an official review of all the logos and all the team names. And we'll go from there. But for right now, there are some very questionable choices with all this. But let's go ahead and end it there because Bren, I think, is going to kill us.
Yeah, I'm going.
He's so roided out right now.
I'm chugging the
unbelievable.
You said you were done. Oh my.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to get us sponsored by the wrong things. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here. Thank you so much for listening. As always, make sure you subscribe to us on wherever you decide to listen to podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Anchor. You already know the good stuff there. Check us out on all the other social media crap. And we appreciate you so much for listening to us. This is the 4Heads Podcast. We hope you had a good time. See you later. Peace.
Bye.